What's going on, guys? We're back with another episode of the Cleaning Out My Closet podcast. What's up, Julian?
What's going on, Sean? We are back in the studio today. Thank fucking God.
Back in the studio, and I love it. And we actually have a guest in the studio.
It's not Ginger Sean either.
Yes,
Believe it or not.
it's not Ginger Sean. It's my fiance.
It's Ginger Sean's replacement, actually.
In all senses, yeah. She pleases me sexually like he used to, and she nags me like he still does.
Hey, it's good news though. Less Ginger is always good news.
We should definitely say though, this episode is actually a re-recording of an episode we already did.
Yes, from last week.
That you guys haven't heard.
And never will.
Yeah, you'll never hear it because we lost that fucking audio and...
Yeah, we ended up, it was a non-studio episode. We had bing, technical difficulties yet again.
Fantastic. I love those non-studio episodes.
Yeah, me too. They're my favorite.
We lost like half of my audio.
Yeah, so. Everything was good on my end. It was just, for some reason, our friend Craig Bot decided not to record the last half of your audio.
Yep. You gotta love that shit, man.
Always. No, but I did want to start today's episode with some Star Wars related news.
Oh fuck.
Yes. So
Sean's gonna love this.
Dude,
one.
I know. He doesn't even listen to the fucking podcast, so it doesn't even matter.
Listen to this shit.
So the actor that played Darth Maul, Ray Parker. Did you see the little controversy he was getting into this weekend on Instagram?
No, I didn't. Oh,
so. He posted a video on Instagram of his wife sucking his dick. And it got taken down pretty quickly.
Wow.
So, I mean, everyone was like just assuming it was like his shit got hacked.
At least it was his wife.
Right? No, that's true.
That's all I've got to say about that shit. This could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it could have definitely been worse. But people
Is
were
that your brother?
It's some guy just dressed up as Obi-Wan. But no, it wasn't like a hack or anything. He posted it on purpose. And
he's just fucking Liam
just
Neeson
like,
and Ewan McGregor. They're all just having a threesome.
It's that fucking the fight scene at the end, but it's just instead of lightsabers, just
double-sided dildo.
Yo. And Sean's parents were there too.
No, holy shit! Wait, so he posted it on purpose? He said that he posted it on purpose?
Yeah, so it was like I don't know if it was him that said it, but his wife came out and said, yeah, like he posted it. It wasn't like a mistake kind of a thing. And yeah, that's what it is. So it got taken down pretty quick though, unfortunately. So I didn't get to see the video.
Oh, you didn't get to see it?
I didn't get to see the video.
I think we can find it somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure we can. I'm sure Ginger Sean's fucking jerking off to that right now.
Okay, one quick question before we started. Because I had this whole, not even a question. It's more of a statement to inform you.
Okay.
I had this whole plan. For those of you who haven't heard of what this is, I was going to go get Thicket at Walmart before we started. I totally forgot to do it because what I wanted to do was I wanted us to all try and chug it. And thick water is water that has a thickening agent added to it, so it has the consistency of honey.
Semen. Oh.
Well,
you say tomato, I say tomato.
yeah, exactly. So I wanted to see which one of us could drink the most of it, if anything at all.
Ginger Sean has a way unfair advantage, though. He's used to that thick liquid going down his throat. You know what I mean? He just relaxes it like a baby bird.
He's like a python. Unhinges his jaw, just slides it right in.
It's fucking terrible.
No, so I thought about that, and then I totally forgot about it. So I just told you when I got here, because it would have been a way better reveal if I told you. I was like, all right, we're doing this. And I just slap it on the table in the middle of the podcast.
And that shit looks, you showed me a video before we started the podcast of some fucking jackass doing it. It was like, it was 2 liters worth of it.
Something.
And he chugged it in like less than 20 seconds.
From one of those like beer boots. Like those German fucking things. Ridiculous. So then I started, because it has the consistency of honey, I was just like talking about like, what happens if you freeze it? And then I was like, what happens if you freeze honey?
So
I looked it up. So I know I'm going to be a TikTok scientist right now and give you guys information.
Get that second degree.
My favorite. So basically, what it says here is if you store honey at a temperature of -4 degrees Fahrenheit,
-4, okay.
It will eventually solidify and appear frozen solid, but some component of the honey will continue to flow very slowly. It won't technically be frozen. Most home freezers only cool down to -4 degrees Celsius, which is not nearly cold enough. So you probably won't ever be able to freeze honey or see it frozen.
Not
But
that attitude.
yeah, right. It is what it is.
Well, I'm glad that question was answered because that was just driving me nuts.
The thing we all wanted to know. The bees are going extinct, but we want to know if the honey can go.
Yeah, can we save the honey? That's all we care about. And actually, fucking honey has like a crazy shelf life. It's
Oh yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Like you can I think they found
We're
honey
gonna go on a
like,
tangent about honey right now.
So this episode's about honey today. I think they found like honey in one of the like pyramids and shit.
Technically, this episode is mostly going to be like a music related episode because
in a sense, yeah,
a lot of everything has to do with either people in the music industry or
loosely some of them.
I think one of the first ones is like the loosest one we could possibly talk about.
Yeah, he's probably my favorite artist though.
Oh yeah,
top 5 at least.
I've gotten every one of his albums.
He's got multiple.
So the one thing that we wanted to talk about first was this might be a little late to the party now, but we had actually had this conversation more than a week ago. So
yeah.
What's upsetting is that if it comes across as being like, wow, everybody's already talked about this. We were on this shit when it hit. So it's annoying that we have to re-record this episode.
I actually have a theory of why your audio went out. They fucking hacked our shit because they didn't want us to be the ones to fucking leak that information. Because we've been predicting so many shit the past few episodes. The Redskins. There's a couple other fucking things that you predicted.
And then the other team, that other team that we were talking about, I think in our last episode, what is it? The Indians? The Chiefs?
Oh, yeah, the Chiefs.
Aren't they changing their name now too? I think I saw something about that.
I don't think so. Theirs is a little bit different, if I'm not mistaken. It's not even based off of like Indian Chiefs. It's based off of.
Did you see what the Redskins are calling their football team?
Yeah.
Until they come up with
the Washington football team.
And then there's that guy that's just buying all the domains for everything.
That's what I was going to tell you about.
Oh
like,
my
he's
God,
just fucking
fantastic.
scooping that shit up, playing a taco.
I love that. That's hilarious. They're going to have to be like the Washington cement blocks.
Dude, it's going to be fucking ridiculous how dumb their name's going to be. Unless they want to pay out the ass for one of the many that dude's purchased.
The Washington football McFootball faces. What's it called? So what we wanted to talk about was the Nick Cannon controversy. And
the what?
So since what happened, I haven't looked into anything else, since we had our conversation about it.
Right.
But basically, to let you guys know, for everyone who doesn't know what's going on with him, Nick Cannon has a podcast, and he had one of the former members of Public Enemy, right?
Yeah,
who was it that he fucking had?
I can't remember his name, to be honest with you, but yeah, he was one of the former members of Public Enemy.
It's funny to have somebody that got kicked out of such a controversial group, and you're just like
Flavor
thinking
Flav?
they're not.
They kept the dude with the fucking crazy teeth
the clock.
and the clock.
Jesus Christ, he had fucking reality shows and everything. The guy who was
fucking Bridget Nielsen.
Bridget Nielsen, yeah.
Dude, she was like 10 feet tall, and he looks like a fucking
raisin.
little. Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So they started having a conversation about. I think the conversation started with white people and black people, the difference between white and black people, and it kind of was sort of about like how having melanin makes you caring and like kinder, and it means you have a soul. And he was like, "That's where soul music comes from. That's where soul food comes from."
Yeah.
And I was just, and that in and of itself was its own kind of stupid. Like, poetically, I get it.
Right.
Like in a poetic sense, I totally understand it. Like,
but I don't think he
like
was
soul food,
talking
soul
it in
music.
that sense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I almost think he believes that scientifically, like
he's got
there's
his
like,
TikTok degree as well.
which for us being technically we're two people of color. We're not white. We're both Hispanic men.
Off-white.
Yeah.
Depends if the cops are pulling me over.
It's funny because it's like, okay, we're both minorities, but what does that mean for us? Like,
we got no.
Do we have no?
soul.
We're just like sociopaths, fucking committing murder and stuff like that.
It makes sense though. No, my biggest issue with that was so Nick Cannon, he's already been very he's voiced his opinion several times on different things like this. He's had that Dr. Sabah, I think it was. I don't know if you heard it. He's doing a documentary with that, and it's like this herbal doctor guy. He does like this crazy healing shit.
Oh no!
So I don't know too much into it, but he's always like into this, this
it's about
weird
to make
shit.
me think about that Nipsey fucking.
That's exactly what it
Nipsey
was.
Hussle. It's the same. The same
exact
that
same.
guy's fucking retarded. Okay, I don't care who's gonna get mad about this,
Right.
but like, Wasn't it like Nipsey Hussle was making like a movie about like right before he died
There's some, yeah, I think he was doing a documentary about that.
about like
that guy.
AIDS, like it was like the whole HIV situation. It was
I'm
like a
not
guy who
100% sure, but yeah,
he
I think
claimed
so.
that like if you eat certain foods, we looked into it one day,
It
me
was
and
like the
Benexi.
supercell food or something.
Yeah, it was
that.
like the electro abilities of the foods. It's complete and utter horseshit. I read the whole fucking thing. I read
Yeah.
his whole thesis and everything. I don't have a fucking science degree, but
Not
neither
yet.
did this asshole either. And I can tell you just from reading it, having taken just like rudimentary biology, that was the most ridiculous shit I ever read. He was like, "Oh, you can cure the AIDS virus," and they were gonna, and that
Well, there was like that big conspiracy.
Nipsey Hussle was gonna make a fucking documentary about this guy, and I was just like, "I'm sorry, but he's dead, and that sucks." But like, clearly the man was retarded
He's
if
a
he
little
thought that
R-worded.
this fucking guy had the answers and solutions to like HIV.
Yeah, like I said, I
Come
didn't
for
look.
me.
I
Come
didn't
for
look
me.
too
Fucking-
much into it. So I can't like definitely say too much about it. But I mean, that's basically what I was, informed about.
Right.
Is he's this guy.
So just a bunch of
necessarily not like
pseudoscience.
yeah,
like-
basically, it's not really nothing
right.
proven. Anything.
And that
like
in and of itself was like, I guess few people found that problematic to begin with Nick Cannon. You know what I mean? The whole idea of like pseudoscience stuff.
Right.
But then he went and said the other thing. He made very anti-Semitic comments, and he was talking about
Yes.
how like the Jewish people that we know nowadays aren't the actual Jewish people, that the title of being Jewish was stolen from black people, that the true Israelites are black people, which it's because it says it in the Bible or something like that. It's confirmed.
So
Taking your basis off of what's in the fucking Bible,
we
dude.
kind of talked about that last time. It's fucking a
There's
bunch
so
of old
many
ass stories,
inconsistencies and like things you can factually prove to be completely false, and it's so ridiculous.
But I do believe though, like the when they say that Jesus is this white dude or whatever,
Obviously, that's
he's
fucking insane
It
to
doesn't
think
make any
that.
sense. You know what I mean? Geologically, it doesn't make sense. So I think there is a little bit to what he was
Right,
saying as
yeah.
far as them being the original Jewish people or whatever. They were colored.
Yeah,
not this typical
the
white
original
person with the
Jews were
fucking-
definitely colored, were people of color, right?
Right.
They weren't like white people with blonde hair and blue eyes and stuff like that.
My issue that I had with
But at
this
the same
statement was
time-
the whole savage thing, and just
Oh,
like
that
we're
was
just like it
weird.
was just weird. It's like what
Yeah,
the
they
fuck
were
are you
the
talking
that
about,
like
bro?
white people are the actual savage. That was weird. I'm
He
like,
got into some weird shit.
but the whole comment about like the anti-Semitic stuff, it's just not. It's not anything you could prove. It's literally it's just not anything you could prove. You have this thesis, and I understand where you're coming from, but everything you're talking about comes from the Bible, and if we know anything, that's an unreliable source when it comes to proving anything. You know what I mean? So we shouldn't be taking anything from that as grounds to making an argument as to
Yeah.
why something is real or isn't real, because the whole basis of the fucking book is based upon a kingdom in the sky by a man who made us all, like that we can't find or ever see.
Exactly.
Or
Because I mean, if
anything
that
like
was the case, the ancient alien theory, that would be scientifically
Right, yeah.
like accurate. You know what I mean?
So, but basically, like this idea, I made this joke the last time we recorded this episode where I was just like, first of all, so the Jewish people we know now stole the title of being Jews from black people or people of color, because not technically black, but like just darker skinned people, some brown, some black, blah blah blah,
Right,
all
right.
over the place, because it's all over in that area, right? Why the fuck would these people want to steal the title of what's so great about being Jewish? What the fuck would they have cared thousands of years ago and they'd had the foresight to think we'll steal this name now, so that in
they're
like
thinking
thousands
endgame,
of
baby.
years we'll definitely be ahead. We're gonna have all the jobs. We're gonna be like the fucking like the financiers and the bank
fucking-
owners and the
The
fucking
one pulling the
agents.
strings and everything. Yeah.
What foresight? What magical powers do they have? Now you're convincing me they might have been the actual Jews, because it sounds like they've got superpowers. This is fucking retarded.
Super
They're also known as the
Jews.
people that killed Jesus. So why the fuck would they want to also keep that fucking like title
Right.
and have that kind of infamy attached to their religion and their people? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, I didn't really.
Where were all
understand
these
it, to be
people?
honest.
Where were all these original Israelites during like the Holocaust and shit stepping up like, whoa, those aren't the real Jews that
gonna
were
take us
fucking stepping
instead.
up like, you guys gotta come for us if anything.
It's
Shut
Jewish
the fuck up.
when it's convenient.
This is so stupid, man. This argument makes no fucking sense. Nick Cannon. That's the person we should not be going to be giving making valid and informed arguments on anything.
No, for sure.
I understand,
not
like,
I mean, the thing is, he is
intelligent. He's an intelligent
on
guy.
book and stuff. He reads.
But I
he
think
goes to school and all that shit. He is a smart person.
I think
but
it had a lot to do with him having like a strong emotional investment in what he was saying.
No, for sure.
And not necessarily backing anything up with actual information.
Well, it's more, and the thing is, it's more of his opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he kind of backed it up. I mean, I don't know necessarily if he backed it up like as like this is fact, but that's how he feels about it. So to him, that is his fact. You know what I mean? But
It's
that's
his
ultimately it's opinion.
That's fine, but I think we all have to agree that if you're gonna voice your opinions, your truths, whatever the things
Put it
you
on
think,
a dope rap song, Nick Cannon.
then you have to be ready for there to be backlash for whatever you're
No,
going to
for
say.
sure.
And I think that's what pisses me off about this whole situation is that people were like, "What? He's just speaking his mind. Like, let him speak his mind." Well, if he went around if it was a white dude and he went around calling Hispanic people savages or something like that,
Yeah, we
like
just put him in
Trump called
presidency.
Mexicans
I was saying,
a
just
bunch of
make him the
rapists and all this
president.
terrible shit, like it wouldn't be the fucking same situation. He might be speaking his truth. It might be reality to him, but that
Right.
doesn't mean like there shouldn't be backlash against whatever you say or do.
No, 100%. I agree on that because
I had people on Facebook who were defending him, and I was just like, that's not the point. The point isn't that he believes it. You're all entitled to your opinions. We all are. But we
Well,
have to face backlash if
exactly
we say
when
something or do
when
something.
you're on like a network as big as Nickelodeon Jr. The what is the CBS Viacom or whatever, which is ultimately
Viacom,
owns
yeah.
MTV, all the shit that he's doing with Wildin' Out.
Yeah.
I mean, like you're saying, you can have your opinion. Everyone's supposed to have their opinion. That that's fine. But understand that just because you have an opinion doesn't mean you're right for one, and doesn't mean that people are not going to have responses to that are
Right.
negative or the opposite view on what you're saying.
Everyone's
and he's on
entitled
such a
to their response.
big platform. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that also doesn't help his cause. So anything he says, it's under a microscope and everyone could see it, as opposed to you and I,
And-
where we're just, if we talk some shit, it's just going to be very little of who
Let's
can
not
actually hear it.
forget, he makes less money than Mariah. Okay, he always. No, I'm just imagine I just start roasting him right now.
This
Eminem
motherfucker.
fucked her. There were 2 songs. She put out a song. He put out a song. Then
put out a
Nick tried to
couple
put out a
songs.
song. It did not go well for Nick.
Nick just retire that fucking mic.
No, but seriously, I just think he needed to educate himself more on those topics that he was talking about. You know what I mean? Because I don't necessarily feel like they came from a place where he was attacking people or like really hating on people, but he was making these huge, broad, generalized statements
Right.
that just are so factually inconsistent and incorrect. There's no way to prove or disprove or anything like that. Nothing really adds up. So you're really speaking about nothing. You're making no actual argument here. So just before you're gonna do something like that to such a big audience, maybe just inform them, hey, this is how I feel, or you know what I mean? Like clarify things better, because I think the way he said a lot of that stuff was just terrible. I think he voiced it in such a
The thing
terrible
is, too,
way.
another thing that's so bad about any of these situations when people are getting in trouble or hot water for some of the things that they may have said, is you only usually get the snippets of it. You know what I mean? You don't did you watch the whole interview?
Fuck no.
Exactly. Neither did I. So I can only get, the context of, the short video, the 2-minute video that, everyone's
It's like
talking
asking
about.
me if I watched a whole episode of Wildin' Out. Like, what the fuck? I watched
my-
the clips on YouTube.
Yeah, the rap battles at the end.
Yeah,
that's it.
exactly.
That's all.
Or like a
everyone
full
cares
Nick
about.
Cannon song. No, I go to the hook.
In a hotel. What was that fucking song? I don't even.
I cannot name you a single Nick Cannon song. Those things is fucking terrible.
I remember he did the one with Cassidy. It was like Hotel or some shit.
Yeah.
And then Gigolo was the other one. I'm a gigolo, spending lots of dough.
Oh, I do not
And
remember that.
Yeah, that was the one that I really know him from.
But yeah, honestly, I think it mostly came from a place of, he wanted to speak his truth, and everyone's entitled to that and stuff like that. But you just have to be careful, because what you say is not invalid. Whatever you say or whatever you think, no one can take away the validity of what you think or what you say or what you do or you as a person, any of those things. But you have to understand that what you say can have an effect on people. You know what I mean?
Like I said, especially when you were that big of a status, like as much as I clown Nick Cannon, he's like huge, like he's a household name.
Yeah.
So I mean, he is on a big platform, and so people are going to see this. It's not like something that you could hide from. And I think we talked about it when we originally recorded this episode. I think a lot of it too was the fact, like the things that he was saying was a lot to do with the guests that he had. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, he has.
I think
he kinda had
sometimes you
those
get
views.
influenced by like the
Exactly.
people you have on your show, you know, and the conversation can get a little carried away, or you lean one
Right.
way into something too hard. I think that's the
Mm-hmm.
mark of. I think he's a good entertainer, but not necessarily a good.
I wouldn't
How do I
say
wanna
interviewer or like that because I haven't really watched any of his podcasts, so I can't say that. But I mean, it looks like in this case, there was a lapse in judgment as far as like
In terms, well, it is
being
his show, so he has to take like.
is
Yeah,
true.
you have the responsibility of being the host of that,
Mm-hmm.
which is like I don't think he's ever had like. When it comes to Wild and Out, it's all like comedy all the time. It's all just ridiculous, you know.
Right.
It's never getting deeper than what it is, you know.
That's the deepest show on network. Fuck you talking about?
And then like America's Got Talent or whatever the fuck else he does.
I don't even think he does anymore.
Yeah,
It's
they
Terry Crews.
replaced
isn't
him with
it?
Terry Crews. Yeah. I made a joke. I said to somebody, I sent him this video. You know that video of the guy shitting out his balls out of his ass. He stuffs his sack into his ass. So I sent that to like
unfortunately.
everyone I know.
Yeah, I know. I got it multiple times.
Yeah. And
What was that last one? That was a little different. It looked like a home video.
and some girl, my friend Daniela, she texted me. She goes, "Why?" That's it. She just said "why," and I was like,
Pretty
I said,
respectable response.
"What? You don't like my American Idol audition tape?" And she goes, "Oh, I think this would be more suited to America's Got Talent." And I was like,
Right,
"Yeah,
X
I
Factor.
tried to get in there, but as soon as Nick Cannon saw me, he wouldn't let anyone who looked like me get in there." And then she was
Jesus.
just like, "He doesn't even work there anymore. It's Terry Crews." And I was like, "Yeah, but Terry Crews was too busy fighting Black Lives Matter protesters." Nick
God.
Cannon's trying to get his job back.
It happens.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I can respect the fact that he had, you know, he said what he said and everything like that. I
Right.
just would hope that he could be more informed about these situations and stuff like that, because I do think a lot of it reinforces all these negative stereotypes like Jewish people already have to face, like how people think of them as money hungry and greedy, and the people who killed Christ and all this other
Yeah.
bullshit. Like,
Hey, Sean, there's a penny on the floor. Wanna
fuck.
grab-
But yeah, that, and then like the whole savage comment about like white people and then
Right.
like
I think it
melanin
just
making
definitely
you
got
like
carried on, and-
Yeah, I think he got carried away in the heat of the moment with the
Right,
guests that he
exactly.
had, and I think it's not that he necessarily doesn't believe these things, but I think the
Maybe
way
not to
he
that
was so
degree.
emotional about it because of the guests that they were
Mm-hmm.
having this open conversation. It's like you kind of amp each other up, and then it gets overly emotional, and then you just go like right out the fucking window with it. And I
Yeah,
think that's what
yeah.
happened, because I think he voiced so much of this stuff in a way that was not exactly like comforting to everyone, you know, who might listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, like I'm not necessarily defending him. It is
No,
his podcast.
me
I
neither.
mean, you could say whatever the fuck.
Say
Like,
whatever
say
you want,
we
dude.
do. We don't give a fuck. If you're offended by it, you're offended by it. It's not
Black
for you.
people,
if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, though, I think it just boils down to the fact that he is on such a high platform where people can get. He's very accessible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he did just maybe got caught up.
I didn't even know he had a fucking podcast, to be honest with
I
you.
didn't either, to be honest. And
He probably knows about ours though.
I mean, he was our 19th subscriber.
Yeah, but I guess that's all we have to really say about the whole Nick Cannon situation. I do think he
That's
should
all
get
I
his
gotta
shows
say
back.
about that.
Honestly, he apologized now. He apologized. He had spoken about, like, he said that I think he was saying like he wasn't really informed on any of this stuff and blah blah blah. I think he
Yeah.
should just get his shows back. I really don't fucking care that much.
I don't either. to
Like,
be
I just
honest.
hope that like when somebody does speak on something, they at least have the foresight to say whether or not they know what they're talking about, to inform the audience. I could be completely full of it, you know what I mean? Which is not something he did. Or you go out and you gather that knowledge beforehand, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I'm gonna make one more statement before we get off the whole thing too. Another thing is,
Fuck that album you made.
yeah, fuck your mom, fuck your yeah. No, then also take this with a grain of salt. It is you're getting information from a celebrity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not fucking historians. They're not philosophers.
Oh my
you know
god,
what I
they're
mean?
all retarded. That's why they're all a
Exactly.
bunch of weirdos too.
Exactly.
The more famous you get, the more fucking weird you get.
You get cool islands.
Remember how I
though.
told you like Sean Penn kidnapped his ex-wife and he
Dude, I've never even
tied her
heard
to a
that
chair and
story.
beat her for days?
What? Dude, I've never even heard of that.
But then
that's
he's
the
like
most
some fucking like
insane shit.
he's like an activist for like what was it? I think he was like an activist for the Middle East during like
Yeah, he's the one that basically got what's his name, El Chapo, caught. He did a
Sean Penn.
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
did
God.
for real. He did a he went in as a journalist for Rolling Stone and got an exclusive with them, and they had like a GPS thing in
Imagine
his
if El
phone.
Chapo was like a huge Sean Penn fan and like
He is.
immediately oh my God.
And that's how he got caught. Like legit, look it
That's
up when you're done, dude.
ridiculous.
It's fucking nuts.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
dude, it's fucking psycho shit, dude.
Dude, Sean Penn cannot show his face in Mexico now.
Oh hell no,
That
dude.
guy's fucked. Imagine if he owned like a bunch of Mexican villas and stuff.
Dude, he's definitely gonna have to do that. Fucking John Travolta.
Can't
Nick
even walk into a
Cage
taco
face
joint.
swap fucking thing just to fucking go to Mexico.
Face Off.
Yeah.
Let's remake Face Off. What's
It's
it called?
such a classic.
Okay, do you want to get into the big fish of this episode?
Yeah, we could
Start
talk
talking
about
Ye,
Yeezy.
a little bit of that Kanye
Kanyizzle.
controversy.
Yeah, I mean, might as well.
Okay,
It's
so
everlasting.
for those of you who don't know, what was this fucking event? First of all, the Kanye like situation.
Yeah, the one in
new
North
Kanye situation.
The one in North Carolina is that the thing you're talking about? Like
What was it? Like an art piece or something like that? He was doing a speech.
No, I think it was for him getting into the like race for president. It was kind of like him coming out and be like,
I thought he passed the deadline on that though. I don't think he can do that anymore.
I don't know. I think at the time it got extended because of the coronavirus, so he like technically could have
He's
still
like
got the
wearing a fucking bulletproof vest.
Dude, it was fucking nuts.
And he starts crying and talking about how his father wanted his mother to get an abortion. So he was like, if my mother got that abortion, I would be dead. There would be no Kanye West. And he's like, my father wanted to kill me. And he's screaming at the crowd, and the crowd's like, it's funny because if you watch it from the beginning all the way through, you can hear the crowd being like, yeah,
Ooh, shit. Yeah.
like it just goes like that. There's a steady
But that's
line.
a lot. That's a lot of way Kanye is now. Like you kind of feel bad for him initially, and that's my biggest thing with this whole thing. It's funny. We laugh about it because it's just fucking the most bizarre shit.
He's
you know
bipolar.
What I mean? And he's not all there. He's not right in the head. And it's it's funny to laugh about it every once in a while because he is doing these bizarre things. But when you break it down, it is, in a sense, real sad. And I started thinking about this. Dude, look at the fucking Kardashians. Look at how many fucking people that family has wrecked.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking, what was it? Courtney that was dating that one basketball player.
Odom?
Yeah, and he started doing like crack cocaine and shit like that. That other chick.
To be fair, that guy looked like he did crack before.
No,
they
but
got
dude, he was a
together.
fucking good athlete, dude. Before she got her hands on him, he went from like MVP to like.
Yeah, I feel like you'd have
PCP.
to start doing crack if you join that fucking family.
Who's the other one? Scott. He's fucking crazy as shit.
Yeah, he's done.
Dude, they're all fucking nuts. The one
He
dude
started
turned
dating
into a
Lionel
chick.
Richie's like fucking like 12-year-old daughter or some shit.
Dude, it's
Like,
some fucking terrible, nasty shit. That family's just fucked. It just corrupts everything it touches.
what's it called?
So I think that's a part
Bruce
of it.
is Caitlyn now. All of Bruce's kids are completely fucked because they wound up stealing their dad away to go live with this other fucking family, and they all have fucking daddy issues. And then the family to begin with, their dad fucking died, so they've got daddy issues
And that
too.
whole fucking
and now
thing
their
with
new
the
daddy is their
OJ.
new mommy.
Basically, it's a fucked up episode of Jerry Springer.
No,
dude.
man, man.
So I do feel bad for him. I wish he made better music or to stop making music though.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna put that out there.
I'm just tired of that shit, man. But like, okay, so then he starts making these comments about how he was trying to convince Kim to get an abortion, and then he was just like, "My daughter would be dead," and he's crying. He's like weeping, and everyone's just like, "What the fuck is happening?" Suddenly, everyone starts to realize in the crowd, yeah, this is not what we thought it was going to be.
Can you?
He's
expect
clearly
anything?
having an episode right now.
Yeah, he was having a mental breakdown, in front of all these people.
And it was being recorded and everything. That's the worst, but damn, does it make good television.
It makes good content. It does. But that kind of circles back to what I was saying earlier with the Nick Cannon thing, where Kanye is on such a big platform. So
well, Nick's like here. Kanye's like, you can't even see comparatively.
he's up in heaven. It's Jesus, bro.
Nick is like a very well-known congressman. that's
true.
his fame level.
It's all right.
He's like America's most famous congressman. Yeah.
And we still don't know who the name of that person is. But no,
was Jerry Springer a congressman or was he a senator?
he
I think
was
he was a senator.
senator, I believe.
Like, and he got caught paying a hooker
with a
check.
fucking check, dude. Who
Genius.
does that?
And that's how he got the. Anyone who doesn't know how Jerry Springer became famous and got his show, it was because he was a senator who paid for a hooker with a check.
So fucking brilliant.
And the cops caught him because obviously his name's on the fucking check.
Oh, no. What, I wonder what you put in the memo. like seriously, like
dope ass head.
Head was giving that Becky.
She a throat beast. I'll tell you right now. He wrote this whole little fucking thing in there.
She was actually the first guest on the first Springer episode.
Oh fuck, that would have been amazing. Or a tell-all book co-written by the both of them.
Oh, that'd be fucking beautiful.
That would be fucking amazing.
I'm gonna get it on audio tape.
So that's the history of Kanye and Jerry Springer.
Yep.
No, so basically, he even makes this one comment at one point where he's like, Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves, and he's like, she just brought them to other white people to like be enslaved, and I'm like, the fuck
that's
are you talking?
Bold statement.
What are you talking about,
buddy?
man? What are you saying? Like he like basically is doubling down on that statement he made a couple years ago where he was like, slavery is a choice. Like what? What are you talking about, man?
You talking about, buddy? Were you like
there had to be a whole war to end that shit, man?
And it was bad.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
It was not a good war. Is there a good war?
It wasn't like a Yu-Gi-Oh battle. Like this shit was serious. It was like Pokemon.
To the fucking what is it? The dungeon.
Magic the Gathering.
Yep. No, my biggest thing is, like I said, I'm a huge Kanye fan, especially older Kanye. So it does suck seeing him get in this spot where he's like literally watching this guy have a mental breakdown.
So I had this,
and no one's, instead of really pointing out the fact like, yo, this dude needs some help, they're kind of just fucking encouraging it. And, and it's bad on his part. Someone needs to like set him down, but I don't know.
It's hard for one thing for his people to go up to him and be like, stop. Because he's Kanye.
Right.
So it's hard for like, I'm sure he's got nothing but yes men.
Oh no, exactly.
Like it's to a level that we could never understand. There's no one who's ever going to be like, I don't know about that, which I think he needs, because if we're being honest, talking about like all of his other endeavors and stuff like that, I think he fucking sucks at everything else except for producing music. And even that, I haven't been a fan of for a while now. Yeah. Like when on his Jesus is King album, the fucking songs sucked. The beats were fucking
production wise, it was phenomenal.
They were fucking amazing.
It just wasn't my
the music, the songs, they were so fucking bland, puts me to sleep, like just the kind of thing that you would play if I was in a coma or something like that. So
that was his main target audience.
But then he gets so involved in all these other things because I think he just wants to be like this guy who has all these different. He wants to be like this guy that's great at everything. He wants to be this artist who could just jump into any kind of art form and just be instantly a master at
Michelangelo.
It. Like when they showed off their house to like, I think it was like
it was the dumbest
the cultural thing or something.
I custom made this sink.
The sink.
I did this with a designer, and
it took months. It took months to make the fucking sink. It's just a rectangle. It was just a rectangle that was moved away from the wall.
If you do this, it's abstract art. It's
like, or like they were like, here's the light switches, and he was just like, look at these light switches. He's like, we had a couple of different ideas for them. We didn't want the ones that are like this. He was like, so they're just buttons. So it's like an on one and an off one, and you're just like, bro, original. Like, what? You're not an architect or a fucking like interior designer, and it shows. And the same thing with his fucking clothing line. He makes the ugliest fucking, most bland fucking. Really his sneakers look like they came out of a sci-fi fucking novel. They look ridiculous.
I think I talked about it.
They look like a spaceship
episode.
On your feet.
Yeah, no, it was fucking. They're retarded looking, and the shirts just look like holy fucking shitty shirts. So but no, I think we talked about it, or I did at least. He definitely his whole behavior definitely changed after his mother passed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like what I was saying last time is he feels like he needs, and this is just my opinion obviously, he feels like he needs to be doing all this stuff and being like his name has to be being said by all these different people or he's not relevant.
His
you know
whole
what I mean?
thing, I think his identity is so wrapped up in being provocative.
Exactly. Well, that does. Well, I think it boils down to that's what's going to get him the most. Like,
right, he realizes that that's going to get him the most
reaction.
looks at from every angle.
Exactly.
Because if you're just making good music, the only people who talk about you really are the people who enjoy your music, right?
Right.
But if you're making music that's very divisive, like you're making Christian music for very conservative groups, when you once were this guy who was making
He went
like
from
stuff,
Jesus Walks to I Am God to fucking gospel music. Like, it's the fucking craziest transition.
he went from like songs about like fucking your bitch, having a big dick, like stuffing his cock down her throat, and like he
God.
wanted to fuck what's his song in what's that line in that one song where he said, "I need a thick dyke" or something like that. he was all over the place.
He was.
But anyways, I think the word for it is like a provocateur. Provocateur is just someone who likes to be provocative. And I think we talked about this last time we had this conversation, which is that, like you were saying, he wants his name out there no matter what. But I think the way he's going to get the most out of that is if he's doing stuff that boggles the mind of everyone from every direction. Like,
well, that's what,
nobody
like, look
saw
at the
this
shit
coming.
he was doing a few years ago, like coming in support of Trump and the MAGA hat and shit like that.
Right.
Because it was so just the opposite of what
I think he
would do.
But like, I think he genuinely, like, when it comes to Kanye, this is my thought on this situation. When it comes to him, I think he thinks of himself as like a genuine outsider to everyone and everything. I think he thinks of himself as an outsider to his own genre of music and the music industry itself, and the people that he works with, because he's not a rapper. But like, people look at him like he's a rapper, but he doesn't write his lyrics. He's a producer. He produces music. But even in that, like, didn't he grow up, like, he wasn't like from the hood or anything like that?
I mean, I don't necessarily, kind of actually.
He was?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I mean, this wasn't like the ghetto, but he grew up in like Chicago.
Right, but he
like
grew up.
the
Yeah,
bad
sure.
part of like, he
No,
wasn't
I'm not
like
saying like
poor.
He
but,
probably didn't like. He wasn't like from Chirac or anything like that. Like,
I think he was.
let me see.
Yeah.
Let's look it up. But anyways, what I was gonna say was, I think he has this perspective of, I'm never gonna be a part of that or this. Like, whenever he looks at any type of group, he always just thinks, I'm not going to be a part of this group. And coming from that perspective of being like a genuine outsider in his own mind, I think he looks for other groups and ideas that are sort of on the fringe, and that people look at them in like a sort of way like, oh, that's not something we really like to look at, you know? And I think he likes to shine light on those ideas and people. So like, when he's supporting like Trump and MAGA and like doing the whole like Christian music thing and stuff like that, I think he's literally like, well, these are the outliers of society or something like that. In his mind, he has this kind of thing where I think he goes, Christian music has taken a backseat. Conservative ideals have taken a backseat now. Now they're on the outside versus where they were before, where they were at the forefront, at least the way that he thinks about it, right?
Well, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, if you think about it, especially the way that you look in just the span of Kanye being out, how flip-floppy his the things that he supports are, you know what I mean? So in that sense, it would make sense that he kind of just sees these out, you know, like you're saying, these things that are just crazy, and, you know, the conservatives and whatchamacallit, the Christian music and stuff like that.
He was born in Atlanta.
Oh, Migos. I think, yeah, I think they moved to Chicago. I don't know the whole life story of Kanye, but good thing we have him coming up as our first guest next. So
that'd be fucking amazing.
just Kanye just walks in. We would definitely get 20 subscribers at that point. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't really have much else to say about the whole Kanye thing. I feel bad for him in a sense. It's funny though to see some of the crazy shit, but we were saying, I definitely feel like someone needs to be in his ear or in his corner, being the person saying, hey, Kanye, you can't fucking do that. But I don't think there is going to ever be anyone, because he is Kanye West. The way his mentality is, he's not that type of person to be told
background. No. He was raised middle class. His mother was a professor at a university in Chicago.
Okay.
Professor of English. So, because I think I could have sworn I saw like an interview with him where he talked about like how he always felt kind of weird being a part of like the hip hop like scene, but the fact that he speaks like quote unquote white, you know, he doesn't have like.
I've never heard a white person say the N-word that many times unless we're in the South.
Yeah, right. Well, because like his mother is like an English professor, so obviously she would want him to grow up speaking
and have proper English,
right?
And all that.
So she probably took real problems whenever he would say some shit that. Because I remember growing up, where I grew up, and there would be parents like if kids would say shit in like a fucking like hood rat way, then their parents would get fucking mad at them
Oh
and
yeah, I used
slap
to get
them and
fucking
shit.
hit in the back of the
Yeah,
head
like
and ears flipped.
I remember
all this
kids
shit.
saying yo, and their mom would be like, "What you fucking saying yo for?" And I'm just like, oh fuck. So yeah,
Yo.
so yeah, I do think that it comes a lot from one wanting to be provocative and just like, but also that he looks at these things as like outsiders like himself,
Right.
and he feels like as an outsider he wants a voice, and so he wants to give a voice to these other things, these other, but man, the guy is such an enigma, and I don't know where the fuck to fall when it comes to him. I'm not a fan of his new music. I'm not a fan of anything else that he does. His art,
Yeah.
his all that shit is trash. He's not talented at it.
I never looked at
think
a
he just needs
Kanye
people to
West
tell him.
fucking shirt and be like, yo, dude, I need that. That's just designed by a god. Like,
I-
what is this? I need this in my life.
I think he needs people to tell him like that's fucking.
But it's also hard, like I said, when you're that fucking rich as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's got fucking money. So like, I think I brought it up last time. He basically gets like these almost like he has like, I want to have a hobby. You know, some people paint, some people, you know, design or make clothes and shit like that. But they don't do it on as big a level as him, because he can walk in there and be like, all right, I got $5 million. I want to design a shirt. And no one's going to tell him no, because, all right, he's putting his own, you know what I mean? He's doing this shit himself, and he's got the money to do that. Whereas opposed to like someone like us, if we're just doing this shit as a hobby, it's not going to be as big as big of a scale. So I guess we just need to talk to him when he comes onto the podcast.
I think that at a certain point, no matter how famous you are, you have to understand that you can have as many hobbies as you want, but just because you're famous doesn't mean you get to turn all of those hobbies into a career.
This is true.
Like, Michael Jordan was arguably the best basketball player of all time.
I would
But,
say
like-
baseball player, honestly.
Yeah. And like, that doesn't mean that like he could just start going, I'm gonna open a cooking show now. Like, what the fuck, Michael? Like,
What
and
if
he
he's a
starts
great
throwing
cook?
turkeys into the oven. He's like,
Kobe.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
No,
Good
but
God.
seriously, man, like it's ridiculous. You know, remember I think a couple episodes back we talked about Childish Gambino,
Yeah,
Donald
yeah.
Glover. And I was saying how I think the way that people talked about Kanye years ago is going to be the way people talk about Donald Glover
But it's gonna be legitimate
in the future,
like,
but it'll be legitimate
yeah.
because
he's really
Kanye
multifaceted.
is not really this multifaceted artist that he likes to think of himself as, because he really doesn't have a talent for anything except for
yeah,
producing music.
You could. The thing is, like you're saying, he does these other things, but he does not do them well.
No, he doesn't,
Whereas
and that's arguable.
Childish-
It's
yeah, I mean,
subjective,
obviously, it's
obviously.
opinion, but
Like,
it's not.
but I mean, come on. I think you're really kidding yourself, because if you took whatever label off of whatever it is he's doing and you threw it into a store, no one would fucking buy it.
Oh no, be in the fucking those Walmart bins where it's like 2 for $5 sale, and mix and match. His shoes
like
would be in there.
That thing I told you about where they it was a couple of years ago. It was like a prank where they took a high end like shoe store and they filled it with just Payless
or
shoes,
whatever. Mhm.
and then all the people went in there were like, "Wow, these are like really good quality." And,
Yeah,
and
they
they
buy
revealed to
the
them
name.
after they bought it that actually that shoe that you just spent like $70 on, $80, whatever, that's a $12 shoe.
It's
they're
actually
like-
BOGO.
and they all felt like idiots because they all thought they were
course.
fucking fancy rich assholes that knew good quality. You don't.
No,
You
it's
really
a
don't.
lot of it's just the
Unless
name.
you're some fucking incredible expert, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know
I
anything.
am actually. So I'm glad you brought
And
that
I
up.
just think anyone who's going to pretend like Kanye's like this incredible architect or interior designer or fashion icon or any of these fucking things that he knows nothing about realistically, I think you're just lying to yourself because you like Kanye and you want him to be good at all these things, but he
Right.
really isn't. He's good at producing music and that's about it. He's not even good at rapping. He's not a rapper. He doesn't write
Yeah.
his raps, and his flows are really basic and simplistic. He doesn't write the lines. He doesn't come up with the way that they flow. None of that is him. He has people do it for him. It's not a
Everyone
secret. He talks about how he's not a rapper, but like it's easier for him to just rap on his own fucking music that he makes himself, right? I mean,
Exactly.
so let's work. Just hire somebody to make the rhymes for you. Shit.
I mean,
I don't know.
If you want to go that way. Well, there's actually a couple of things I did want to talk about, other than Kanye and Canon today.
I don't know about that.
I know. So this actually, I think you'll like this because it involves Keanu Reeves and comics. So did you see
Bill
that?
and Ted.
Yes. No. Fuck Bill and Ted. That third one looks like a fucking shit show.
It looks like a travesty.
I'm not even want to talk about it. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, it looks so bad.
So Keanu Reeves actually has partnered up with let me see, I don't remember which comic book company, but he's making his own comic, and it looks just like him,
Based on himself.
basically. It's like, and it's kind of like the Punisher meets John Wick, so it's like that style and shit like that.
Gotcha.
So it looks interesting, and he's co-writing it and all that, helping him with that process. So apparently, but I think that'd be pretty badass to see, like even if they did just like a John Wick comic, that would be like pretty fucking dope. Where they can get away with, like, even though how violent, like, and crazy those movies are and action packed they are, I feel like you can do even more fucking crazy shit in a comic. You know what I mean? So it'd be kind of cool to see that world in a comic book sense.
I mean, I'm interested just from the sound of it. That sounds pretty fucking cool. I'd like to see that. And then what if they turn that into a movie? Then they've already got Keanu Reeves to play himself from the fucking comic book.
No, they get like some like other actor to play him, even though it looks exactly like him. They get fucking
They get some Asian dude with long hair.
Yeah. Not even. It's just Cat Williams with the fucking hair. Pimp Chronicles Part 2.
Listen here, motherfucker.
Cryptochronic Copalite. That dude, his fucking specials though back in the day used to crack me up.
Oh, we never tried. We lost this from the first episode, from the original episode, which this is a re-recording of.
Mm-hmm.
You can't switch from
this
to this.
I tried several times. What was it?
We tried doing this. So it's the OK symbol on one hand, and babe, if you want to try doing this too.
Yeah, I can't do it
while you're here. If you can switch from the OK symbol to the peace sign at the same time, you have to switch the OK symbol to the peace sign, and then you have to switch the peace sign to the OK symbol.
It's impossible.
In your right and left hand. So basically, you're like this. All right, now flip them and do them opposite.
Yeah, one peace sign and one OK sign.
Okay. Ready?
Like, I'm already fucking it up.
Here's this, and here's the peace sign. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I don't know.
I just flipped off the camera fuck you guys.
Fuck yeah. It's impossible. It's
I
actually
saw it on TikTok.
It's a sign language thing. It's like cursive. That's how you do cursive sign language. It's like fancy.
That's how you say, "Can I hold your baby?"
Yeah. Oh, oops. No, actually, before we continue, there's one more thing I wanted to tell you about the Nick Cannon thing.
Oh.
That I saw today. So I was hoping you didn't see it.
It's one more thing about Kanye I wanted to talk about.
Oh God. So did you see what happened with Nick Cannon?
No.
So, and I can't believe I fucking forgot about this. So I think he's on his level of Kanye of losing his fucking mind.
Awesome.
He was holding up at a Denny's and he had like hostages
There's his
there.
first problem.
He had hostages.
What?
Saying that he's not going to let him go until he gets his contract back with Viacom, CBS, or whatever. And so they're on a... No, seriously, that's fucking nuts.
Is he fucking being serious? Or?
He's dead serious. He's Instagram living it, doing that whole thing. It's like it happened like probably like 20, 30 minutes before you guys got here.
What?
Yeah, so it's like he's held up at a Denny's and he's got, I guess, 10 to 12 hostages there.
Does he really not have any savings to like just tide him over until his next gig?
I don't know, but he lost a lot of money. Nick Jr., man.
Ooh, I would go crawling back to Mariah right now so quick. All my pride would leave my body and I would show up on her doorstep in my hands and knees.
Oh my God.
As soon as the door opened, my tongue would hit her pussy.
That's like some fucking cartoon style shit, but it'll happen.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you. That never happened.
Oh my God, dude.
So that actually brings up
I wish.
the idea that I had that I was talking to you about earlier, where I just come up with random things and I just got to see if I can make you believe it.
Oh, that was the plan. That was the plan. Okay.
So I think what we could do, especially with Ginger Sean never fucking showing up, we could like continually just fuck with him and just convince him that these
and we just don't bring it up
ever.
Yeah,
so he just thinks that these fucking stories.
He's just gonna start
really
telling
happening.
people these crazy ass stories. Did you realize that Barack Obama was actually trans this whole time?
Yeah, we're basically just feeding him TikTok information. So I thought I was like, yeah, let me see if I can fuck
fantastic.
with him.
I love this idea. I think it's great.
On the spot, I thought of it. I was like, yeah, Nick Cannon's
That's fucking great.
At a Denny's.
What's it called? So the last thing I wanted to say about the whole Kanye controversy or whatever was, here, let me look this up real quick. Go ahead and
You take my money.
yeah, go ahead and entertain them.
All right. So speaking of other artists, was reading an article, not even an article, it was a post from 50 Cent on his Instagram, and he's getting pissed off because he's claiming that Instagram is shadow banning him, or has been shadow banning him for the past year, because he's like pretty much capped out as far as viewers and followers or whatever, and it's been the same for a year. And
I mean, there's
like,
got to be only so many people that fucking give a fuck about what what 50 Cent is like.
Apparently, he's like a really big like as far as like social media goes, he's he's a provocative motherfucker. But what else do we got?
Wait, so what is it that he? So he's complaining that there's shadow ban. Why is everybody complaining about these fucking shadow bans all of a sudden?
Well, I mean, at this point, when's the last time you heard a 50 Cent song? You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he's probably getting most of his money from social media.
Who was that?
Oh,
yeah, wow. It's been a long ass time since I've heard a 50 Cent song. Jesus Christ. What is that? Didn't he file for bankruptcy a while ago?
No, I don't think so.
The last time I heard anything from him was when he bought like 200 tickets for Ja Rule's concert.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he does this every single day. He's fucking clowning and trolling people. He's the funniest guy as far as like social media. He's
fantastic, dude. Okay, so you ready for this last little snidbit?
Let's hear it.
And I don't think any of this is confirmed or not, but
Kanye has a 12-inch cock.
So I'm gonna read you the headline,
it is confirmed,
and then you tell me your thoughts on this. Meek Mill splits from girlfriend Millen Harris days after Kanye tweets about him and Kim Kardashian cheating.
Uh-oh.
So apparently...
Uh-oh.
Apparently, Kanye is tweeting that Meek Mill is Meek Mill. I can't stress this enough.
Hey, he was engaged to Nicki. You know what I mean? Meek Mill was. Oh, I don't think she's. No, I don't think she's an ugly fucking person. She looks like a snake almost.
I won't say like that she's ugly. It's just that like,
she's got, like,
I think on the totem pole of success.
I'm not even talking about success. I'm just saying,
I think there's a guy who works at Costco who has a better chance of fucking Kim Kardashian than Meek Mill's at the top of his game.
I don't know, man. Maybe Meek could spit some game.
You think he came to her and was just like, look, Kanye's cheating on you with a fucking like live feed of it, and he FaceTimed him. What was it that he did to Safari? That's how Meek got her to break up with her boy Safari, and then that's how Meek got Nicki. He FaceTimed Nicki while Safari was fucking.
He goes in, scoops in for those fucking sloppy seconds.
I think that's probably what happened.
He's pretty
like,
good
how do you even get on the radar of the Kardashian families as Meek Mill? They were probably like, Meek Mill, what?
I don't know. What that one chick was fucking Tyga, and who know like.
Who? Oh, that's true.
When she was like 15 or some shit, and no one even fucking like who's.
I think
no
she
one
was
said
like
anything about that.
17, and I think in the state of
like
California,
28.
I think that was legal there. I think it was.
If
legal
you're a
there.
Kardashian, anything's legal.
Yeah, basically. No, I think it was legal there, but they would frequently go to like different countries and different states and stuff like that, which was clearly, if they had sex there, it was. They should have just had cops waiting outside their bedroom, right. Like as soon as they heard like the bed go, FBI.
It just Tiger on this beating his dick, and she's not even in the room. He just gets pummeled.
He's like, Rack City.
Rack City, bitch. Oh God, there's my dick. Don't sit on it.
No, honestly. So, what do you think about this allegation? Kanye apparently is saying that Meek is fucking Kim.
I mean, I saw this tweet that he took it down, soon after. But so my thoughts on it is, it does seem pretty unreasonable, like you're saying. It's fucking Meek Mill, but
it's insane.
It's not out of question.
I'm looking at his girlfriend that apparently they just broke up. She looks like a female Kanye.
Maybe that's his.
He's got a
plan.
More
he's
likely
just get rid of Kim and just get to Kanye.
He's trying to get to Kanye like this. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Their kids are gonna be
like
beautiful.
Kanye with braids.
Ooh. I wish I could see, but actually, I got this fucking phone in front of me, and I'm
using the computer, my guy.
Oh well,
we live in the future right now.
Future.
No, so honestly, I don't know where I fall on that, because that sounds so fucking outrageous. That's so insane.
I think it could be.
It's like when your friend in high school was always telling you, "Yeah, I'm fucking the history teacher," and you're like,
"Okay, guy."
The one with double D's who used to be a playmate. Like, are you serious? Mm-hmm.
It's like that guy from Billy Madison, the bus driver. You know, it's like I totally. It's like, no, you did. You're like you're right.
That Veronica man.
No, I think this is just we could chalk this up as Kanye's fucking losing his mind, and he's just saying more provocative shit.
Yeah,
That's my guess on it.
Apparently, they're.
What if it comes out?
I saw a video of them
Kanye's
like
kids are actually
arguing,
Meek's kids,
and Kim was crying, and Kanye they were arguing in a car or something like that in a different state, and he's saying that she's trying to get him hospitalized, which right about now it kind of seems like he needs. And
wouldn't be the worst idea.
Someone needs to really fucking someone just needs to, as soon as they see him reach for his phone, just grab it.
Like no.
Has anyone tried doing that? Has anyone just tried or hiding his charger? Just hide his charger, people.
No, don't do that because then he's gonna design a custom built charger that's gonna be, you know.
It's also a straw to save the environment. Yeah.
Yeah, it's eco-friendly.
Yeah,
and it
he's
comes
like,
in 3 colors.
we gotta
turquoise.
save the turtles with this shit. I'm telling you right now, I'm a genius. We're gonna
genius.
save the turtles, and you can charge your phone. It's like, look, it's this simple. Just breaks your phone.
And then it turns out that actually the way that it's powered is turtle blood. So it's like, oh shit, Kanye back at it again.
Oh man, yeah, man. I don't know.
Who the fuck is knocking on my door?
You want to go check it out? Hit pause real quick.
We can just let it go. It's probably the police. It's okay. Don't tell them about all the.
Do you want to check?
Not really, because if I check, they're gonna answer it, and then you're gonna hear them. Oh.
Sounds like somebody just checked.
So it looks like someone already answered the door. Tell them to fuck off. Yeah, I don't know who it is.
It must be Ginger Sean.
Yeah, he showed up finally.
We don't want you here. I love how we were both like, what the fuck was that, man?
No, the thing is, it pisses me off. People come here. I need to get one of those no soliciting signs.
Oh,
but
yeah.
they fucking show up and they bang on the door like they're the fucking FBI. Yesterday,
Would you like to come to our church?
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 days ago. Someone banged on the door, knocking and ring the doorbell at the same time. I'm like, how fucking aggressive is that?
Dickhead move.
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, and it's always it seems like after I put Callie down, like she just falls asleep, and then some motherfucker comes pop 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 pop.
I don't think I've ever been in a situation where someone aggressively knocked on anything, and then that convinced me. Oh yeah, you know what? I should go hang out with that person.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm definitely gonna
Maybe
buy
your
your vacuum cleaner that
like
you're
a
selling.
drummer or something. Those are the only circumstances where this is acceptable. And you got to be good at it.
Yeah, no, it definitely it pisses me off more than anything. So I'm gonna get a really aggressive sign that basically tells solicitors fuck off.
I point a gun at you if you knock on my door.
Yeah.
that's what the sign will say.
Knock, motherfuckers, I knock back.
In the vein of talking about music this episode, which I think we've successfully done, as opposed to our previous about music episode, which was like
blowjob,
almost
Betty.
Nothing to do with music.
I think we sucked each other's dick probably half that episode.
I wanted to talk about, and I think we had spoken on the phone about this, I think yesterday or something, but we didn't talk anything about it. The Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you wanted to save that for the podcast. So yeah, let's talk about that. The first thing I want to say before you say anything, I love when you called me, right? Like, yo, you know that Canadian rapper, Tory Lanez? It's like, yeah, I know Tory Lanez, but I love just like you address it as the Canadian rapper. You do that for Drake too? You know that Canadian rapper, Drake?
Yeah, that's how I address all of them. I go based on where they're from. Exactly, yeah.
You knew that New York rapper, Method Man? No, I just thought it was funny. That's how you approach it.
So, like, I was... apparently there's a petition to get him deported back to Canada too. It's got a lot of signatures too. But so for those of you who don't know, I've got the story right here. Let me see. Let's go ahead and read this. Tory Lanez reportedly shot Megan Thee Stallion over Kylie Jenner fight.
And to be not mistaken, Meg Thee Stallion is not a real horse. She is a person.
She's a rapper. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think I've heard one song and I fucking hated it.
Oh, no, she's fucking straight garbage.
I put her at like... what is everybody wants to be the new Nicki Minaj and just make terrible fucking music?
I think the biggest problem is they fucking... every, like, 10 years, there has to be, like, someone to fill that void of that nasty... girl rapper that's so true. That's vulgar, you know what I mean?
Because that's the one that always makes it to the top. The one female rapper who always fits that specific mold is the one who always makes it to the top.
They're more
But then all
household
the
names.
actual like talented female rappers, you never see them unless you're listening to underground shit.
Exactly.
Because I've seen some over these past couple of years, just in the past couple of months, I've seen a lot of talented female rappers.
Oh no, there's a lot of them. You just won't really see them, like you said, because they're not talking about pussy popping and sliding on this dick and all sorts.
Yeah,
of
they actually make
other
good
things.
fucking like songs. Like it's not complicated.
It is a little bit, but
So honestly, yeah, I don't know. I'm fucking tired of this bullshit. And anyways, they apparently got into a fucking fight. Kylie Jenner, blah blah blah. They
were all at a party, right? And then didn't Tori was like talking to Kylie a little bit, and Meg got upset about it.
Is that what it is?
That's
she
what I
thought
was
that
hearing.
goofy looking dude was good. He looks like the Black Megamind. Okay, like.
Yo, the thing is too. So I've been fucking with Tory Lanez since before he was like even famous, right? And the
Since
thing
back when he had a hairline.
Yeah, I was about to say, yo, this dude's hairline is so fucking crazy, bro. It looks like a question mark sometimes, just like all fucking. It's crazy. So he needs to worry about that first, and then
Yeah, right.
And then he can talk about his horse problems.
He needs to shoot his hairdresser. Is what he needs. So basically, I guess they got into this fight. I legitimately don't know anything except for the fact that he shot her in her feet. Twice. He shot her in her fucking
Twice
feet.
for good measure.
You know why? It's like, oh, you think you're gonna walk away from me, bitch? Like, walk on me. He's like, what the fuck?
You think heels are hard
That's
to
some
walk
real
in, bitch?
scumbag shit to do, to where you can't even let the person leave. Like, you're like, you better do a handstand, motherfucker, and get the fuck out of
My
here.
guess is, so I don't know if you've seen, he's a very short guy.
Yes,
He's a
yeah.
little guy. You put him in your pocket. Meg Thee Stallion,
He's
she's
like
like 6
him and
foot.
Cat Williams getting to
Yeah,
a fight.
basically. She's a taller person, especially in heels. I think he went to grab the gun and he just shot. He was going for the knees.
He aimed as high as he could. He aimed as high as he
couldn't
could.
lift it. Just too much fucking weight on it. Just shot.
I
like
hope he
that.
said to the cops, like, I hope they were just like, so why'd you do it? And he goes, honestly, guys, my hair got in the way. I couldn't see, like, and they're just like, I don't know if we're going to believe you on this one, boy.
Yeah, sorry about that. No, so the thing that that kind of irritated me about that whole situation is when that story first came out, it was the facts were all fucked up.
Everything was all over
It was
the
like
place.
yeah, it was pretty much backwards of what had actually happened, and so people were like getting
Wait,
really
so what'd
pissed
you
off.
hear initially? What was that? What were you hearing initially?
Basically, like he was just fucking crazy and shot the bitch. Like he just went crazy and just shot her.
No, someone shooting you in your feet? That's the most sane thing I've ever heard. What'd your dad do when you messed up the lawnmower?
Well, I used to have 11 fingers.
Yeah. Makes you cut them off yourself. You gotta bite them off yourself. That's some real scumbag shit right there.
But no, and I guess after some of the facts started to unfold, it came out that they were all at this party. Either I don't know if Kylie approached him or vice versa, but they were talking, and I guess got too friendly for Meg Thee Stallion's liking.
Well, she does kind of have this thing for dating ugly rappers.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Let's be honest, like, dude.
So Meek Mill's gonna swoop in and get fucking sloppy seconds now. Thanks, Tori.
Dude, watch out, Lil Yachty.
Oh, that guy is fucking.
No, honestly. So okay, continue. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, so yeah, they got into an argument in the car, and then she was like hitting him, basically beating the shit out of him. He's like I said, he's a small pocket-sized person, so I could see that being like a legit thing. Have you seen Meg Thee Stallion?
I have, yeah.
Yes, I think she would probably beat my ass. So his defense of shooting her in the feet, it's kind of okay.
You think he'd
I'll give
aim
him a
for her
pass.
hands or something?
Yeah. Well, he probably was trying to do this.
Maybe she was kicking him.
Just beat the fuck
She's
out
got
of
real
him.
kickboxing potential. Maybe that's it. He was like, I'm gonna end your career before it starts, bitch.
He's gonna fucking. It's gonna be the next MMA fight. Rogan's gonna be fucking commentating on that. We got Tory Lanez, 5 foot, 100 pounds, versus Meg Thee Stallion.
8 foot.
She just comes galloping in like a minotaur.
Like a legit stallion, bro.
Uh,
Someone can somebody do that? I want fan art of her, but as an actual horse. And can we get him as Megamind?
that's gonna be our merch.
Yeah.
Fucking merch.
Tory
ideas,
Lane as
dude.
Megamind and her as an actual fucking
Can
horse.
we make it like a fanny pack? I just want a minion, or not minion.
It's like that episode of SpongeBob where Patrick and SpongeBob go against each other in like the Fry Cook Olympics, and I don't know if you
remember that one.
I don't know if you ever saw it, but like
I probably did.
they bring out I think it's for the chum bucket, they bring out the like this fucking huge dude. You just hear like, you know, when you see like an open archway and just darkness and you hear the competitor coming and it's these giant colossal footsteps like boom, boom, and the stadium's shaking. And then all of a sudden it's this gigantic fucking dude with fucking hulking muscles. And then he turns around and it's Patrick strapped to his back, and that was just the guy to get him in there.
It's like that Ace
I think
Ventura
that's what fucking the Tory Lanez thing is gonna be. You're gonna see this huge fucking dude, and then they're gonna pull him out of his front pocket right on his shirt,
He's going,
like a dandelion. Get in there. Here's your ride.
he's gonna come up with beautiful.
He
flowing
floats in on a
hair.
dandelion. If Tory Lanez next album from prison doesn't have dandelions on it.
I heard they originally were trying to cast him as Ant-Man. They would have saved millions in CGI.
Yeah, they should have did that. And then when he gets giant, they just get Terry Crews. They've got the same hairline. They can pass for each other.
Yeah. He's got that brawn hairline. LeBron James.
What's the actual story? Like, why did it happen then? Like, has it come out? Have they said exactly, either of them? Have they come out and said what the fuck is going on?
I have not looked into it that far, to be honest.
I
think the
haven't
bitch
either.
just had to get got. That's his official statement. Tori, can you talk to us about
this? Is how we get back at y'all for Amber Heard. This is because of Amber Heard. Imagine that was his whole thing. He's like, justice for Johnny. He's just shooting bitches in the feet left and right.
This one's for Johnny. This one's for Johnny.
There might have been a heads up to this. Like, if somebody would have checked the records at his local shooting range, like all of them are at the feet. Like, and like everyone's just like, damn, this guy sucks. And he's like, perfect.
Every
He's
time
like
he's training,
right on target,
Butters
bro.
from South Park. Every time just shoots him in the dick.
He's like Mark Wahlberg from Shooter. Just fucking nailing it.
But he could drop bars better than the Funky Bunch. No, I mean that's pretty much all I gotta say about Tory Lanez. And
I mean, I just hope.
The bitch had to get got.
Do you think this is gonna be like 6 months from now? She's gonna come out with her own line of like Kevlar shoes.
That would not be the worst idea.
That would be hilarious. Ooh, if she names her next album Kevlar Stilettos or something. Yo, tell me I want some fucking royalties for that shit. I want money on that. Kevlar Stilettos, bro. It sounds fucking
It kind of
tough.
sounds dumb. It kind of does. It sounds like it would be
My headphones disconnected a little bit.
Oh shit.
There you go. Yeah.
Alrighty, there we go. See your beautiful face again.
Oh my god.
Now that would be dope. That would probably be the best fucking title name for
That
her
would
next.
be fucking cool.
She can do like a 3
Meg,
series mixtape.
hit me up, bro. We can do some good shit. I will not shoot you in the feet. Okay?
I cannot promise the same
I promise. If I'm gonna shoot your ass, I'm gonna aim for the head right here.
Headshots only, baby.
I'm gonna put you out of your misery.
360
You gotta
no
do
scope.
fucking physical therapy. You have no choice but to walk on your fucking feet. Like
This is true.
that's the most. He knew what he was fucking doing, man. That's some dark shit, boy. He's got fucked up demons in his head.
He's probably been plotting this for fucking months.
Imagine like somebody finds like he's got a lyric, and I'll shoot your bitch in the feet.
No,
She
he
ever gets that
does.
alive. What?
It was a freestyle,
No.
yeah, but it wasn't like exactly like that. But he's basically
I'm
like
gonna shoot her in the ankles.
like Eddie
It's
did-
close enough.
I'll have to find it after the podcast because it was just a
You
random
show
thing.
it to me.
Yeah, it was just like I think it was like a sway freestyle or something, and then something along the lines like it's like I'll shoot a bitch or
I'll
something.
shoot her in the tibia. It's close enough. He starts listing body parts.
Like the
tibia,
actual scientific.
fibia. It's like, really, this was all just promotion for my new album, Anatomy.
Anatomy.
He's gonna start shooting people in different body parts over the next couple of months.
It's gonna become just a serial
Also, like,
shooter.
Is it legal for like someone from a different fucking country to have a firearm? Was that a legal firearm? I don't think it was, right?
I don't know. I like I said, I think it's different because the gun was probably a lot smaller, so it probably doesn't. The laws are not the same.
He probably got one of those hooker guns.
From the 25-cent machine, the keychain guns that you could get. He's got one of those.
He had it modded though. Yeah, I was gonna say
Got the
one
Canadian
of
flag
those
on it.
little hooker guns. Like, have you ever seen
Yeah.
those? Like the little
Little
tiny
pea
ones where
shooters.
you have to basically put it against someone's temple and press it just to fucking make them bleed.
It's like getting shot with a fucking pellet
That's
gun.
why when she gets out the car, because in the video, I guess he shoots her in the fucking car.
Yeah.
He shot her feet in the car.
Power move.
I can't believe this fucking guy, dude. That's the most ridiculous shit I ever heard.
It's gonna turn out, honestly, like I said, he probably wasn't even trying to shoot her. Like
he didn't even think about his interior.
that's the main tragedy of it all.
Like, imagine that was a limited edition fucking Lambo, like the fucking.
Oh, that'd be sad.
No,
fuck her feet.
Then she gets out
My
of the car and
dashboard's
she's
fucked.
like walking, and you see the blood on the fucking ground as she's walking, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, sit down, get on your knees or something. If you shot me in my fucking feet, are you kidding me?
Right.
Like, you would never see me standing on my feet after I got shot in them. She must have been in shock or some shit.
More
Because
than
she's just like
likely.
fucking, she's like two-stepping and shit. She just keeps going off to the side and stuff. I'm like, bitch, sit your ass
she
down.
had the was it the iPhone pods in? She was dancing still. It's like two-step.
She didn't even notice it.
Two-step.
Yeah, they probably did so much drugs at that fucking party. She was just like, oh, what the fuck? I got paint all over my feet.
Oh my god, this started early this month.
No, but holy shit, that's fucking wild. First of all, I didn't even know they were dating. Second of all, I hope they can reconcile after that. Like,
yeah.
imagine they get married like a year from now. Everything's good. Everything's good. They solved it. They figured it all out.
That's one of those things that they would be arguing like 25 years later, and she'd be putting the pillow to his face as he's sleeping. He's like, "Bitch, you remember when you fucking shot me in my feet, you motherfucker?" And he's just like, fucking dying. Oh shit. Well, I gotta piss.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit. Sliding.
Well, while you do that, I'll keep everyone entertained. Me and my fiance, we'll have some conversations.
Good.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh shit.
What'd you say?
Is that so?
Yeah. We'll be talking. Like, Julian's thing is all fucking gone. Let me close this up so I get more lighting. There we go. I'm looking good, guys. Looking good, feeling good. Look at that. Bam! Bam! Wait. Get a little. Bam! Get the fuck out of here. All right. Well, we went to the gym today. That was good. How do you feel, Peanut?
Feel good.
You liked it?
Yeah.
I always keep forgetting to tell my my personal trainer that I have a podcast. Yeah, right. I should do an episode where I'm like, dude, my personal trainer is the biggest piece of shit. I can't stand this fucking guy. I think he's a. Look, this will be the part right now. I'll tell him, watch this episode. Listen here, you motherfucker. No. God, what should I talk about while Julian's gone, babe? Normally I might maybe sing a song, or I haven't. Oh, you know what I will talk about? Where the fuck did it become appropriate for people to have full-length conversations while they're taking shits in public restrooms?
What?
Can you believe this nonsense?
Actually, I want to say I've had my best conversations while taking a shit and talking to complete strangers.
So I was taking a shit in a Publix, which is a grocery store here.
Not in public. it's the guy that tried to
Technically.
rape you, dude. He wants to befriend you now.
Yeah, he's coming back for me.
They wanted that sweet butthole.
So I'm taking a shit, and then I get the little stall. There's only one big stall, like the handicap stall.
Oh, those
big
are the
one.
best.
I know, right? You always want to get one of those. And then when the wheelchair guy comes in, you're like, you snooze, you lose. Sorry, somebody shot you in the feet, man. You got to stop going to Tory Lane concerts.
Yo, real quick before, I think I told you. Did you see that video of that dude in the wheelchair in Harlem shooting up the fucking, like doing
You
a
told me.
drive-by?
Yeah, you told me. Yeah, that's hilarious.
They're all,
It'd be
yeah.
funny if he just straps like guns to the wheels, and as he's going, it's like. No, but so this guy is taking a shit. He's already in the stall when I show up to
yeah,
take
I
a
don't
shit,
do that.
and he's on the phone, but like loud, like really, really, really loud. And you know when you can tell like someone's making a joke and they're just trying to do that to make you laugh or something like that, but then you
Right.
know it's not a joke. Like if it's like someone who sounds young, you get it. If it's a guy who sounds like he's in his 30s or 40s, you know he's being legitimate. And this guy was definitely like middle-aged at the very least, you know what I mean? So he's like, I'm taking a shit, and all of a sudden I'm just like, oh my God, it smells like sour and fucking disgusting, like a real horrible diabetic like fucking shit, where he's just like got a
Those are my
ton of
favorite.
sugar in his fucking body.
Yeah, buddy.
So it just smells like rotten. I'm like, oh fuck,
To each
dude.
their own,
And I have to
man.
sit down. I'm like, fuck, there's only one. So all right, I just gotta take a shit.
you had to go like really bad though.
I really did.
Okay,
I
so
was like,
there was
I
no way.
couldn't leave and go somewhere else.
It was so at most Publix, and people probably won't know unless they've actually been to a Publix.
Yeah.
The way the restrooms are set up is there's the one, you know, on the left for females and the one on the right for males, and they have the one like in the middle for like the actual handicap one. That was my clutch to go to, is that middle one, because there's only one person in there.
That's what
at
I
a
always
time.
try to. I go there first. I always like the family stall.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
it was,
like,
the
nope,
family stall.
fucking somebody got to
I would
it.
always fuck that thing up in the morning, and someone would walk in right after me. I'd be like, whew, good
This
luck.
guy, so this guy started having this conversation about how he's fucking this chick at work. Like on the phone, he's talking about this, and I didn't realize that because I have my headphones in. But when I take them out, because I'm like, damn, somebody's talking really loud in the fucking bathroom right now.
He thought he was talking to you the whole time.
I'm like, yeah, I kind of thought that at first. I was just like, was this guy talking to me while he was saying? But then I realized as he keeps talking, he's on the phone, and I hear the other person going, and he's just like, dude, I fucked her so hard.
Oh my God.
I didn't even want to use the condom, but I did. And like he's going off on this whole fucking spiel, and I'm like, dude, are you fucking like? This is a public space right now. You know what I mean? Tell me after I get out of taking a shit. Like, meet me right here in front of the stall,
Did you
and then
get
finish
finished
it.
before he did? Or?
No, he finishes before me, and I'm like, oh, thank God, this guy's fucking done. He leaves. First of all, he doesn't wash his hands.
Oh, you nasty motherfucker.
Second of all, he gets up after he wipes and he checks himself out in the mirror. I know because his feet are right fucking next to my stall, so I can see he's looking at himself.
Right.
And then he flushes. So he didn't flush when he got up. He flushed after he checked himself out like a fucking degenerate.
No, he was just, he was just looking at himself in the mirror, like, he saw the shit
And I
that
think
he took, and he was
Nick
proud of
Cannon
it.
would agree that this guy definitely doesn't have no melanin. This guy
No
don't
soul.
care. He got no, soul.
no
This
soul.
man got no soul. So he fucking leaves, doesn't wash his hands. He got shit hands now. This man has shit hands. I hope he goes and fingers his wife and gets her fucking sick
God.
from those goddamn shit hands. That's disgusting.
It is.
So then a father and his two sons come in. One of the they're all teenagers, and one of the sons is just by the sink. The other son goes into the big stall, and then the father goes to take a piss. And then the dad starts having a conversation with his teenage sons while I'm in there taking a shit. And I'm like, where has our society gone wrong? Where have we gone awry to where it has now become acceptable when there's someone else in a public restroom for you guys to continue whatever conversation you're having out there? A public restroom is a different dimension. It is separate from the
but-
rest of reality.
So
And the rules
thing
do
is,
not apply in
if I'm
there.
walking in like if I'm with a buddy and we're both like going to take a piss and we're having a conversation, I will continue that conversation as long as it's
No one's there.
well, even if someone's in there.
Or if you're doing it like to yourselves.
Yeah,
Like,
but
let's-
I'm not talking about like finger blasting girls and shit.
Yeah.
Like if we're like, yo, we're gonna catch a movie after like if we're just a normal conversation, like I'll continue it. But yeah, I'm not gonna be like if people are taking a shit. I try
don't
to
know
avoid being in the
Where
restroom to
we
begin
went
with.
wrong. Something,
I think
maybe
we're-
the
it's where we
Trump
went right.
administration, something's going on here. I don't like it. Fucking Gen Z, I'm blaming you. TikTok,
I've been telling you.
I'm tired of this bullshit, man. This is scaring me. That man, the first man, was a degenerate scumbag with no soul. He had no melanin, and we need to take him out.
We'll try to find your poop bandit.
We got to let's start our own KKK for people like that. for people as inconsiderate like that. Let's get rid of them. Start burning poops on their lawn.
Burn the poop.
Leaving a burning
called the
bag of
shit
shit
poop.
on their doorstep and knocking. You ever did that? I never did one of those.
I don't think ever. We did like ding dong ditch. And
We
shit
definitely
like
did that, yeah.
But I never picked up shit and put it in a bag and lit it
No.
on fire.
Me and my friends would show up at people's houses and we would ask for random people, and we thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Like, hey, does Tom live here? And they'd be like, no.
No, Tom doesn't
And we'd
live
be like, oh, okay. And that was the joke. That was the big fucking joke. We thought it was hilarious.
You guys are fucking cool.
Or one time we had a bunch of balloons from a party that like got left over, and we just decided to go tie them to doorknobs, just for no fucking reason.
Dude, kids' logic is the fucking.
We think you
dumbest
think
shit.
everything's fucking funny. You think so many, or like when you're when somebody like lands like a really fucking bland ass trick on a skateboard or something, you're like, Dude, you're telling that story for like 4 years.
I know.
Like,
It's
it was
reality. He
amazing.
just fucking jumped off the board.
Yeah.
Like 3 inches. Did you fucking see that? I think I just invented a trick.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk, watch out.
No, but how are we doing on time?
Like an hour 15, hour 15, hour 20-ish.
All right. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, we can.
All right, man. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Julian, appreciate being here.
Oh, yeah.
We finally got to re-record this episode. We actually tried to re-record it a couple of times.
It did not work.
But yeah, we've been running into so many problems with that and having our technical issues, and
Yeah, we were planning
It's a whole
on,
headache.
after this episode, actually trying to figure out the whole issue as far as your laptop and getting some type of program or something on there so we
Something
could
that's
record
gonna work.
audio
yeah.
and not have to be reliant on that cunt Craig.
Yeah. That'll be way better for us.
It would be.
So thanks for listening, guys. This is another episode of the Cleaning Out My Closet podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, comment.
Don't fucking forget to subscribe.
Yeah.
Ginger
Make
Sean,
sure
I'm
you
talking
fucking
to you.
Yeah, we found out recently that Ginger Sean
Our tech
wasn't
wizard.
even fucking subscribed to our podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like the genius that he is. And it doesn't even matter. I could literally call him like he was probably the guy that was taking that nasty sour shit next to me.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
I'm just gonna call it and say that was him because he's not gonna listen to
Call a
this.
spade a spade.
And he'll never know.
Not
So-
this far, not at the end.
Make sure you're following us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram at Real Clean Closet. Same thing on every platform. It's at Real Clean Closet for Instagram and for Twitter. You can also find us on Facebook with at Real Clean Closet, or you can use our full name for our podcast, The Cleaning Out My Closet Podcast. Find us like that. We also have a TikTok. Don't really use that for anything
Not
except
too
when we
much.
want to add clips on there.
And we'll,
It is
yeah,
what
we'll,
it
we'll
is.
probably start doing that a little bit more often, too.
We'll do it when you guys start paying us for this shit.
Exactly.
When we make some
I
money.
accept pesos only.
Yeah.
So.
How about we get to 25 subscribers and we'll actually start trying at this podcast? You guys haven't seen nothing yet. Imagine. This is subpar bullshit.
We're going to be juggling flaming dildos. Just
We're going to get Sean's parents dildos. We'll
Yeah.
just use those. Free 'em.
it'll save us some money
Yeah.
in the long run.
Way easier that way. Anyways, guys, this was a good episode. Appreciate it, Julian. This was a good one. And kiss your dad for us.
Caught a thing.
Well recorded.
Alrighty then.